Hey, what's up everyone? First off, thank you again so much for 1,000 subscribers everyone. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell to get alerted to every time I upload a video. Today, I want to talk about the Chicago Bears. Yes, they finally did something right. So in a surprising trade, the Chicago Bears moved up to the number 11 pick in the 2021 NFL Draft and stole Justin Fields. Yes, they stole him. The talent that Fields has should not have let him drop so far in the draft. Say what you will about him, but I think Fields will be a great NFL quarterback. His arm strength and decision making were both excellent at Ohio State. He won big games and played against great defenses. No, he wasn't perfect, but the fact that he was sitting there at number 11 was shocking to me. Chicago Bears fans, you guys should celebrate because honestly, this is probably one of the better decisions they've made in a really long time. The Chicago organization finally did something right at the quarterback position. And again, as you all know, as a Cowboys fan, I couldn't stop laughing when they signed Andy Dalton and said that he is QB1. If some of you noticed on their Twitter page after they signed him, they just put the caption QB1 with Andy Dalton. And again, I like Andy Dalton, but I thought that was insane. You know, I watched Dalton when he was with the Bengals. He had some great years, took him to the playoffs. But at this point in his career, he's not at the place where he's going to turn this franchise around. With the Justin Fields selection, this will be the best quarterback that Chicago has had since Jay Cutler. Not to mention, unlike Cutler, Justin Fields has supreme work ethic and will do everything he can to turn the Bears into winners. We all know how Jay Cutler was. He was a talented quarterback, but a guy who just didn't put in the work to turn himself into one of those top-tier quarterbacks. Justin Fields, on the other hand, is a workaholic. While other players were opting out last season in college football, Justin Fields was starting the movement to get the Big Ten Conference to start their college football season. And eventually, he was successful as they finally started playing games. As a junior at Ohio State, Fields passed for 2,100 yards and 22 touchdowns to 6 interceptions while completing 70% of his passes. This was in just 8 games, by the way. And again, they started super late in the season, all the way in November. As a sophomore in 2019, however, in a full season, he passed for 3,273 yards, 41 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions. He was excellent in college and led them to a national championship appearance last season, which they did of course lose, but Ohio State, although they were dominated in that game, still had Fields out there in the field showing how strong he was. Fields flashed so much talent in the college football playoff last year. Again, he has just been so good in his short career. Going to the Bears is also a great fit because the team does have decent talent around him. A few years ago, if they would have had a better quarterback than Mitchell Trubisky, they could have actually made some more noise in the playoffs. Fields will have a great defense to rely on and a decent offense around him. Of course, the Bears still have a long way to go, but if Fields lives up to the hype, then they could finally have a franchise quarterback on their hands. They need to focus the offense around him, however, and make sure to use him correctly. He's deadly accurate in the middle of the field and has so much poise in the pocket. Let's also not forget, he can drop the ball and take off for a touchdown anytime he needs to. His dynamic play will make for probably the most interesting and fun Chicago offense we've seen in a long time. And if the defense plays up to their ability and the offense improves under Fields, then honestly, the Bears could really be a playoff team. As of this moment in this video, the Packers have not yet traded Aaron Rodgers, but again, as of this video, Aaron Rodgers is trying to get out of Green Bay. It is after the draft and he's still on the team, but hey, if they lose him, then the Bears suddenly look much better in the division. What do you Bears fans think? Was this the right move? Even if it doesn't work out, this has to be the most exciting draft pick that the Bears have had in a long time. They are finally taking a quarterback who actually looks like he should have been a top pick. I honestly thought Justin Fields could have gone at number 2 or number 3. And, you know, let's talk about Trubisky for a second. He's shown flashes of being a good NFL quarterback. He has. Especially Bears fans, you've seen him in games where he showed flashes of what could be. Maybe this guy has something there, but he's just too inconsistent. And he really let the fans and the media both get into his head. When that happened, he lost his confidence, he completely fell apart, and he still hasn't recovered from all of that. It's going to be an interesting season in Chicago, and it will be interesting to see what the Bears will do with that quarterback room. They have Andy Dalton, and I'm sure he will start in week 1, but maybe not. But if they want to play it safe and let Fields develop a little bit, then they could start Dalton in week 1. They also have Nick Foles as a backup, and honestly, Fields has great experience with him in the quarterback room, and if he's smart, he will learn as much as he can from them. Andy Dalton was a consistent playoff quarterback for a few years, played great, and Foles, of course, led a miraculous playoff run to a Super Bowl victory. So he has a lot to learn around him. I'm actually excited to watch the Bears this year, and honestly, when I watch a Bears game, it's usually mostly to see how good their defense is going to be, and, you know, a lot of times they have old school type of games. But this year, I feel like they really made the right decision to move up and draft Justin Fields, and I'm so excited to see what that offense is going to look like by the end of the year. Let me know in the comments below if they made the right move. Was it right to move on from Trubisky? Should they have drafted someone else? Or is Fields going to be a star quarterback for the Bears? Guys, make sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. Comment down below and subscribe to the channel. Again, thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. Let's keep it going strong. And as always, everyone, I'll see you in the next one.